We need to have a serious talk about a problem that I see so many coaches have. It's the number one thing, again, that stops them from being successful. And I've been talking about this on my page for a long time, but when I work with coaches, it's literally the biggest thing that stops them from having the kind of success that they want in their business. It's perfectionism. And you might not think you suffer with perfectionism or that you deal with it. Here's how I define it. Anything that's stopping you from putting yourself out there without it being dialed in, perfect, or whatever it is, anything that gives you pause because you're unsure, is it going to be good enough? That's where perfectionism comes in, because we are either trying to control the perception that people have of us, or we're trying to avoid feeling like we're not doing good enough. We're trying to control the outcome so much because we are concerned that it's not going to produce the best result unless it's perfect. And that's the biggest reason why I see coaches and mentors not actually reaching their goals. It's the number one thing that has stopped me and paused me and put the stop sign on myself reaching my own goals throughout the years, is because I know how to do things really well. I have a spirit of excellence. I know what produces the best results. And I let that get into my head to stop me from showing up effectively to reach people. It happens all the time. Even a video like this, the last 3 days. Now, granted, I had a cold. I had a head cold. I had a stuffy nose. This is like the last day of it. You can barely hear it. But I could not come up with what I wanted to talk about in a video like this for the last 3 days. And I didn't record a video for YouTube. I try to do at least 1 to 2 videos a week. And I let perfectionism of, well, is it the perfect video? Is it the perfect topic? I let that get in the way of me even recording anything or putting it out there. We all experience this. What produces results in your business is not being perfect. Rather, it's being consistent. Rather, it's showing up. Rather, it's being authentic. And also being confident, having the confidence. That's one of the biggest things I think as well, is having the confidence to show up and to know, listen, whatever happens, whatever people think about this, it does not matter. And what I have found is that when I have that attitude, it produces far better results financially, in the tune of producing multiple 8 figures in business, to the tune of producing better financial results than I ever wanted to, not waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect outcome. We see this so often. People don't put their lead magnet out there. They don't run their ads. This can happen if you're trading stocks. You're worried about getting the perfect entry. And we even attach an identity of, well, I'm responsible to make sure that I do the right thing. The need to do the right thing all the time is the biggest, greatest factor that prevents people from reaching their financial goals on the internet, online, from being able to create the kind of life, business, and family that they want. It really is. I'm not telling you to go out there and be flippant and reckless and make stupid mistakes that you know better about. What I'm telling you is to stop worrying so much about getting every little detail perfect. I found that in my family life, that I became so nervous and worried about always making sure that my wife was happy and that I was doing everything perfect in my marriage, that I literally started walking on eggshells. Not because that she was making me do that, by the way. She is the last person in the world that would make me do that, because I was holding myself to an unreasonable standard of perfection that came in because I felt afraid that if I was not perfect, what that would mean about me, if I did not have the perfect results. And I'll tell you that when we attach our identity to everything going perfect, we will consistently have things go wrong for us. Our nervous system will be so locked into this state of chaos, nervous energy, a lack of peace. Do your best. Optimize things. I'm all for optimization. I'm all for improvement. I think we can all improve. But waiting to be perfect before you put stuff out there, waiting to be perfect before you show up in your life, in your business, is just not going to produce the results that you want. I get that that might be your personality. Can I tell you this? Do it where you feel you need to, but not in your business. That's all I'm saying. And I would encourage you to try not letting, like what if you recorded a video and you had a messy background behind you? Or what if you recorded a video and you stuttered a little bit at the beginning? Or what if you recorded a video and you didn't have the perfect topic that was going to produce the ultimate financial result that you thought of overall? But maybe it was some good nurture content to connect with people, and actually realizing the value of nurture content and why we produce nurture content is to make that connection. No, instead we end up waiting until we have the perfect strategy, the perfect feeling like internally, okay, I know now this is going to work. Can I tell you, every time that I was always like, I know this is going to work, it almost always never does. And it's not because I suck at determining is stuff going to work or not. No, I've been in this industry of marketing online for over 22 years. I know what works and I know what doesn't. But everything is still a test and an experiment to optimize and see, okay, is this going to produce that result? We have certain parameters, things that we've tested and evidence, but at the same time, I'm surprised all the time. And so again, when you can learn to calm your nervous system down, when you can learn to not let that need for it all to be perfect, rather you focus on, let me take imperfect action. Let me make imperfection part of my personality. And you literally shift into that place where you embrace imperfection in everything that you're doing. You start to embrace taking action before it's all perfect. You start to embrace putting yourself out there before it's all perfect. And you give up this version of yourself that always does everything perfect as this identity that you must do. And you relax just a little bit, and you let loose just a little bit, and you go against what might be normal in this area for you. It might feel weird. It might feel like you're doing the wrong thing. But it's actually the most authentic and right thing that you can do. It's the way that you show up that's effective. It's the way that you can reach people with your message better. It's the way that you can communicate better. It's the way that you can start to truly love and enjoy doing the hard things. Because when we operate and do the hard things in our business through perfectionism, we end up stalling ourselves far often than reaching our results. If you're wondering why everything feels like it's 2 steps forward, 5 steps backward, perfectionism is one of the biggest reasons why that is. The need for things to be perfect, the need for it to get right, the need, I need it to produce a result, or else I'm not going to do it. I don't want to I hear people, I don't want to waste my time putting stuff out there that I'm not sure is going to produce a result. That's a real fancy, pretty way of packaging perfectionism. Well, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be unwise by doing, like, I hear the thousands of different versions of the ways that people package perfectionism. And none of them is better than the other. None of them is wisdom. Take it from me as somebody who has built online businesses, made multiple millions of dollars online. And I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't. And perfectionism is the biggest thing that stops people. It's the biggest thing. If they can literally just tweak that and start to let loose and be a little bit wild and free and start to experience the fun and excitement of that childlike, let's just put it out there and have fun with it. And they learn to guide their nervous system to enjoy doing that. And they stop waiting until they finally arrive at some moment where it's all ready and they finally feel ready to do everything. I remember I used to hear people say, I'm just getting the foundation set up. I'm just getting the foundation set up. And they were getting the foundation set up in their business to make sure that things would go perfectly for 10 years without ever doing anything. And I see people that do this, and then they blame coaches, they blame mentors, they blame everything around them in their life for why they're not reaching their goals. Because if they now have something to blame, now they give up responsibility for the fact that, well, I didn't take action because it wasn't good enough yet. Because I have such a standard, I have such a high standard of excellence. These high standards of performance is why I haven't done it yet. When it's really just pride and ego and perfectionism all wrapped up in some pretty little package that is never going to produce the result they're looking for. It's not. It's especially not in business. Business, it might work in other parts of your life. I'm just gonna give you that. All right, it might. You know, doesn't work for me. It might for you, but I will tell you, in business, it will spit you out and run you ragged, trying to be perfect. And so you will sooner reach your results that you want. You will get the results that you want, that you've been hoping for, that you've been praying for, that you've been wanting in your business when you start to give up perfectionism. I promise you that. Listen, if you're a coach, mentor, trainer, consultant, service provider, and you want to know, how do I grow my business? What's the stuff to actually do? What's the strategy? What's the sauce, Jeremiah, that actually works? Jump in my Wealthy Coach Academy program. Click one of the links in the description of this video below, and I will walk you through how to get started, how to jump in, how to join, and how to work with me to help you achieve the dream that you've always wanted in your business. We'll talk soon, everybody. Share this video. Have a good one.